guys, my name's Laura Jenkins and I am here today on behalf of Water Bear to give you some tips on how you can find your natural voice and where to place it. Tip number 1, placing your voice. So we're going to begin by finding out where your range sits. You can do this at home if you've got a keyboard, or you can do it on a guitar even. And you're figuring out where your chest voice is first. That's an easy one because that's kind of roundabout where your speaking voice is. And it's going to be a part of the voice that is comfortable for you. Let's figure it out here. We've got, mine's kind of around about here. So if we go down below that, you've got your lower register, which is so that's the part below your chest voice and below your speaking voice. If you go up past that, you've got your chest, and then you kind of feel that there's a biting point there. That takes you into the falsetto. And then you notice the sound travels up the body into the head and you start resonating there. So and that's the top of my range. If you work out your range first, you can then work out where the gear changes are, where the 4 voices sit for you. And that's going to be different for everybody. So thinking about the biting points and working your way through them is going to help prevent any damage. Tip number 2, gaining control. So we've worked out where your range sits, and now we want to know how to make those gear changes sound smooth and controlled. So let's use the chest to falsetto as an example here. That's a sticky one for some people, and it can be quite tricky to get the resonance and the projection that you need in your falsetto compared to the sound of the chest voice. A lot of people will try and push the chest voice up higher so that they can gain that power. However, if they're pushing past their biting point, it might do some damage. If we go up from the chest, I'll just demonstrate. I'm going to show you a few techniques to help you make those transitions a bit smoother. The first technique is called the yodel technique. I'm going to use some octave jumps to demonstrate that, just jumping from one note up 8 notes to the next note. So you hear my voice is breaking from a chest voice up to a falsetto, and I'm kind of making a feature out of that. So you can really add this into your singing and play with that and create some style and just give it those finishing touches, make things sound a little bit more quirky and interesting in places. Just say I was doing a straightforward sort of C major scale. So I'm playing with the tone there, I'm playing with where I'm pushing from the chest and where I'm pushing from the falsetto. So have a go with that and see what you can come up with and see if you can make some changes in the vocal to get it sounding a little bit more stylistic. If you want something a bit more smooth, you can actually try pulling back on the chest voice and pushing with the falsetto. We don't really want a big loud chest voice for this. We want the transition to be almost unnoticeable. So you're going to pull right back on your chest. So I'm still changing gear, although I've pulled back on the chest and I'm pushing the falsetto a little bit more. Now you can gain even more resonance and more power in your falsetto by pushing more air and using the diaphragm to create that sound. So I'm really using my diaphragm there. And also, if you're using the diaphragm, you can also change the shape of your mouth in order to create more resonance. Let's have a look at what that would look like. Ooh, I've got an open mouth. I'm going to make an ooh sound. Ooh. That creates a nice bit of resonance. How about if I make an E sound? And that's really loud. That gives you lots and lots to play with. If you want to create more power in the falsetto and bringing back the chest voice, just to bring those gear changes up, you can have a play with those ideas and see how you get on. Tip number 3, creating light and shade. Okay, so you've done the hard work, you've figured out where your range sits, and when it's a good time to change gear and how to make those transitions a bit smoother. Now you want to think about applying that to your songs and creating some dynamic within the vocal. Have a play with some different styles, thinking about where you want the sort of intimate, breathy moments. You might want to use a falsetto there, or where you want the bigger, beltier choruses. You might want to use a chest voice or a head voice there. So thinking about creating dynamic and making things really interesting and engaging for the audience. I'm going to have a go at playing one of my songs now and showing you where the vocal changes, where the different voices are used, and how that creates light and shade. Okay, so this song's pretty emotive, so I want to demonstrate how you can use the really soft, intimate parts of the voice combined with the chest voice to create a really lovely dynamic and style. Fragile eyes, can you bear to explain? You're too busy saving lives. Just tell them to wait. Where do we go from here? No end, no beginning, it's starting to sink in. Starting to sink in. So try that at home, have a listen to some vocalists and play around with your own voice and see where you can introduce light and shade. That's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video useful. My name is Laura Jenkins, and if you want to find out more about vocal techniques and all that Water Bear has to offer on our courses, then check out the link to the website in the description below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.